Hi, boys and girls. Happy Friday. Hope you're having a good time. Sparky and Sapphire and I have been having fun. You know what? We got bored. So we decided we wanted to make crowns. I found some beads. You see what they did?
We got some stars.
Yeah. And of course, Sparky went crazy and put jewels on his, like, y'all like to do that too. Sparky, anyway. This reminds me of a story, and I'm going to tell you about it, about a king. The very first king that the Israelites had. Remember, we talked about Joshua and Moses and leading the Israelites to the promised land after they had been in slavery all that time in Egypt. Well, now they're settled down and they're ruled by a group of people called the judges, but they aren't real happy with that. They want a king. Why? No one knows. The people just said, we want a king. And they said that to Samuel, who was one of the judges and prophets. Samuel says, are you sure? Because, a king will tell you what to do. And a king will come and want your money to support his lifestyle so he can build a big palace and have a crown with jewels. They said, we want a king. Samuel says, okay, I'll ask God. So he prayed to God and asked God, and he and God talked back and forth. And God says, if they really want one, I don't think they need one because I'm really their king. And we all know that. But they didn't. The Israelites just wanted a king on earth. So Samuel said, all right, God, show me who you want to be king. And God said, I will. And so he went around, and finally God picked a man named Saul. And Saul was picked. And Samuel went up to him and said, God has chosen you to be the first king of Israel. And he went, who, me? Yeah. And God will assist you, Saul, because he thinks you have the qualifications. You're wise, you're smart, you're loving, you're kind. And we think that you will be a good king of Israel. Saul was like amazed. But anyway, so Samuel and Saul bent down, kneeled down, and he was anointed with oil. Something like this, and they poured it on the head, and that meant you were anointed king, and he rubbed it on his head, oil. So then from that day on, Saul became the first king. Isn't this one pretty? Yeah. The first king of Israel. And we'll learn more about Saul later. But just know that the people demanded a king, even though God and Samuel tried to talk them out of it. And a little bit later on, we're going to hear how the people felt once Saul became their king. Wonder, and this is what I want you to wonder if they stay happy with their king. Wonder. Let's say our prayer. Dear God, thank you for loving us, even though we make mistakes. And thank you for forgiving us. And all of God's people say, Amen.